All right, in this video, we're going to make a number memorizer. So what the user is going to see is four numbers, four random digits. The user is going to see those, and then they're going to press OK, and then the user is going to have to enter those numbers back in. If they get it right, then they have to memorize 5 numbers. If they get it wrong, the game ends. And it keeps on going, so 6 numbers, 7 numbers, 8 numbers, until the user gets it wrong. So the first thing we're going to do here, like we do in all of these, is we're going to create an HTML file and a JavaScript file. And in the HTML file, we're just going to link it to the JavaScript file. And we're going to save that and then close it. And then in this file is going to be our number memorizer file. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to set up global variables. So our first variable is user still playing? Set that equal to true for now. And then we're going to have the number of digits that the user is currently on, and we're going to start that off at 4, and then that number is going to increase as the user continues to play. So then what we're going to do is we're going to run the game. So we're just going to put in some comments here to tell us what we're doing. And we're going to use a while loop. So while still play equals true, curly brackets, we're going to play the game. So the first thing we're going to do, and we're always going to write out pseudocode here first, is we're going to get a random number. And the first thing it's going to be is going to be in between first number in between 1000 and 9999. And after we do that, get user response, and then check if user got right number. All right, so first thing we're going to do is get the random number. So this one's going to be a bit tricky, just because we want to get a number in between 1000 and 9,999. So that means we need to get a number and then cut off 1,000. And then each time this x increases to 5, we're going to have to add an extra digit. So start off, we're going to use math.random, and then we're going to multiply that by 10 to the power of x. And that's going to get us a random number, or 10 to the x, so 10 to the 4th will be 1,000, or sorry, 10,000. So 10 to the 4th will be 10,000. And then if we multiply it by a random number, that'll get us a random number between 0 and 999, or 9,999. What we want is a random number between 1,000 and 9,999. So what we're going to do is we're going to subtract 1,000 from that. So we're going to do minus 10 to the x minus 1. And that way, as the x number grows, this will dynamically change to get to the right number. So this part is, obviously a little tricky, to say the least. But now we're going to get a number between 0 and 9,999. We're going to subtract 1,000 from that. So this will basically get us a random number between 0 and 8,999. So then what we're going to do is we're going to do a math.floor. I guess actually first, before we do that, we're going to have to add 1,000 back to this number. So we're going to add 10 to the x minus 1. right, so now this gets a random number between 0 and 8,999 and then adds 1,000 to it. That way the number is in between 1,000 and 9,999. And then finally we do a math.floor, and capital M here, just to create an integer. And you can see the red squiggly because we're missing a parentheses on the end here. And then what we're going to declare a new variable. We're just going to call this num, and we're going to set it equal to this random number. That way we can work with it later. So next step is we're going to get a user response. I guess first we have to tell the user what the number is. So alert, memorize this number. It's going to be num, semicolon, and then we're going to get user response. So we're going to do prompt, what was the number? And we're going to set this equal to response. And always got to remember to use a parse int. Parentheses. All right, so now we're getting the user response. And then we just need to check to see if the number is right. So if response equals the num, then we're going to do x plus, else we're going to end the game. So play equals false. All right. And then once the game is over, we're going to alert and say and here we're also going to tell the user what the actual number was. Don't forget our semicolons and semicolon. All right, so just to review, we're creating a Boolean variable called still play. We're going to set it equal to true. Then we're going to start off with 4 digits. We're going to run the number memorizer game until still play is no longer equal to true. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to get a random number. I won't go over this again because it's a little complicated, but hopefully you figured it out when I explained it before. You're then going to tell we're going to tell the user memorize this number, which is what we're getting here. We're going to get the user response, and we're going to make sure we parse int it to make sure that it's not a string, that it's actually a number that we can use. And then we're going to see if the user's response is equal to the number that they just said. If it is, we're going to increase the number of digits, and the user will play again. If it's wrong, we're going to set still play equal to false. This will make the while loop equal to false, and we'll no longer run the while loop. And we'll also alert the user what the correct number was. And then finally, we'll tell the user how many digits they got correct. All right, so this should hopefully work, and we're gonna go test it out. So I'm just gonna open this up here. All right, memorize this number, 5572. 5572. All right, looks like we got it right. We'll try this one more time, 16843. All right, we got it right. Now let's try to get one wrong. All right, that was wrong. Correct number is 269165. And you got 6 digits correct. Looks like that is actually wrong because we only got 5 digits correct. So we'll just fix that. Fix that down here. Actually, no, did we get that right? No, we didn't get that right. Yeah, we got 5 digits correct. So this is off by 1 here. This is adding it and then running the game again. So here, the correct number would actually be x minus 1. And if the user gets the first one wrong and only gets 4 digits, then this is going to say you got 3 digits correct. So we could create an if then statement here to account for that, but we're going to assume everyone gets at least 4 digits correct. So we're going to save this and then try this again. All right, so 9588, 9588, 28840. All right, and we're going to get this wrong. So it should give us 5 digits. All right, 5 digits. Okay, now we get correct. And we'll move on to the next lesson.